What was the mirror?
The mirror would happen a lot after sex. Sometimes it would just happen after I played tennis or just when he got home and wanted to know how I practiced.
What room was it in?
It was in my room on the dresser, right across from my bed.
He would be drilling you, asking you questions?
Yes.
What did the mirror have to do with his asking you questions?
Well, he would take my chair. I had a wooden chair, and he would put it in front of the mirror, or he would have me stand up in the mirror. If it was after sex, I'd be doing it naked. If it was after tennis, I'd have my tennis clothes on. And he'd walk around behind me and ask me questions.
What kinds of questions?
He would say, "How did you feel today when you were on the tennis court? Did you feel you did well?"
And what would you say?
I would say, "Yeah, I think I played well." And he would say, "Wrong."
What was supposed to happen when he said, "Wrong"?
I'd have to hit myself in the head.
Without hitting yourself, would you just show us what you were supposed to do?
I'd have to go like this.
And what if you didn't hit yourself hard enough, or if you didn't do it, or if you missed? What would happen?
He'd hit me.
And where would he hit you?
In the back of the head.
How long would these question sessions in front of the mirror go on?
Half hour.
How many wrongs
Not sure.
typically would you hear?
There were times when I just couldn't take it anymore. It would just well up inside of me, and I couldn't stand it. And I knew the answer he would want after a while. I knew that if I was on the tennis court, he'd say, how did you play in tennis today? And I'd say, badly. And he'd say, right. And he'd say, how did you hit your forehand? I'd say, terribly. And he'd say, right. And he'd say, did you hit it down the line like I told you to? No. And he'd say, right. Sometimes he'd trick me once he knew that I was catching on to him, and sometimes I would just give the wrong answer on purpose.
If you thought you played well, would you sometimes say, I played well?
Sometimes I would say I played well, but I knew I'd get punished for that.
You knew he'd say wrong?
Yes.
But you did it anyway?
Yes.
Because you had played well.
I had played well, and that wasn't really the reason. I just needed to defy him in any way I could.
What would be the result of that kind of defiance?
I'd hit myself.
And how often would the mirror occur?
At least every week. Sometimes more. It really depended. It would usually happen on a Saturday and Sunday after I played tennis, or one time during the week after any sort of sex massage. It depended.